How do you destroy a concrete bunker buried 50 feet underground, especially when no one has ever done it before? That was the challenge facing the U.S. Air Force during Operation Desert Storm. Iraqi intelligence and command personnel were hidden deep inside reinforced bunkers, so well protected that the U.S. and its allies had no weapon capable of reaching them. But in an incredible display of ingenuity, engineering, and pure determination, the U.S. military designed, built, and deployed a groundbreaking weapon, all in less than 4 weeks, leaving Saddam Hussein with no choice but to surrender. And believe it or not, this game-changing weapon wasn't what you'd expect. The problem: an unstoppable bunker network. In August 1990, Saddam Hussein launched his invasion of Kuwait, aiming to annex the country, seize its vast oil reserves, and erase the debt Iraq owed Kuwait from the Iran-Iraq War. When economic sanctions failed, the U.S. led a coalition of 35 nations in a military campaign focused on crippling Iraq's infrastructure. However, there was a major problem. Intelligence reports estimated that up to 40 heavily fortified bunkers near Baghdad housed critical Iraqi command centers, infantry divisions, and the elite Republican Guard. These bunkers were buried 30 to 50 feet underground, completely impervious to conventional weapons. Even the U.S. military's most powerful bunker-busting bomb, the BLU-109, could only penetrate 4 to 6 feet of reinforced concrete. Nowhere near enough to do the job. The solution? Building the impossible. With no existing weapon capable of cracking Saddam's bunkers, the U.S. Air Force teamed up with Lockheed Missiles and Space Company to engineer a solution. They considered several high-tech ideas, including a dense penetrator version of the BLU-109 and even an unmanned hypersonic vehicle. But every option required months of development, and they needed a weapon immediately. Then, a bold idea emerged. What if they used Army 8-inch Howitzer barrels, built from incredibly strong steel, as the bomb's casing? The concept was simple but genius. By dropping an ultra-heavy bomb from extreme altitudes, it could reach supersonic speeds, generating enough kinetic energy to burrow deep underground before detonating. The engineers at Eglin Air Force Base quickly got to work. But time was not on their side. They had just 1 week to brief military leadership on whether the weapon could even be built, let alone deployed. From concept to reality, in record time. The project moved at breakneck speed. The bomb had to be light enough for an F-111 fighter to carry, meaning the initial 6,500-pound design was trimmed to 4,700 pounds. Eglin engineers collaborated with Lockheed and Rockwell, while machinists at Watervliet Arsenal, experts in precision gun barrel manufacturing, worked around the clock to convert howitzer barrels into bomb casings. The process was chaotic but relentless. Specifications changed mid-production, with engineers literally phoning in last-minute design modifications as machining was underway. In just a few days, the rough bomb casings were ready, with the final steps, welding, fitting stabilizers, and assembling guidance systems, completed in record time. The ultimate test. On February 16, 1991, the first finished bomb was loaded onto a C-130 cargo plane, its paint still wet. Testing was rushed, but the results were staggering. A test drop in the Nevada desert sent the bomb 100 feet underground at supersonic speeds. A rocket sled test in New Mexico saw it punch through 22 feet of reinforced concrete, with the remains found half a mile away. Satisfied with the weapon's capability, the final versions, now officially named the GBU-28, were immediately shipped to Saudi Arabia for combat deployment. The mission: taking out Saddam's last stronghold. On February 27, 1991, 2 F-111 fighters took off, each carrying a GBU-28, targeting a high-value Iraqi command bunker. The first bomb missed, but the second, direct hit. Moments later, smoke was seen pouring from the bunker's air vents, indicating a successful penetration. Bomb damage assessments confirmed it. The GBU-28 had done what no other bomb could. It had burrowed deep into the heavily fortified structure and detonated inside. Did this bomb end the war? Just 1 day after the successful strike, Saddam Hussein agreed to a ceasefire. While Iraqi forces were already in retreat, some argue that the realization that even their deepest bunkers were no longer safe was the final nail in the coffin. The GBU-28 had proven that no underground hideout was beyond U.S. reach. What's even more incredible? the GBU-28 went from concept to combat in just 4 weeks, setting a record for the fastest development to deployment of any U.S. Air Force bomb. This wasn't just a bunker buster, it was a war-ending game changer.